Please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Los. Welcome to another episode of Smoke and Mirrors. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Glad to have you here today. This episode is brought to you by Griffinage. I use it, and so can you. It's the illegible handwriting that you look at on somebody's paper and wonder what in the hell they were thinking when that was written down in the first place. Griffinage. Also brought to you by Spices. Brown folks use them. White people fought a war over them, and then just don't do shit with them. Spices. Welcome to another Smoke and Mirrors. I had a song in my head when I started, but I don't have it there right now. So now I'm singing a song about smoke and mirrors, and I really wish I hadn't started, but I did. This is Smoke and Mirrors, and now it's time to start. It's Smoke and Mirrors. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna start it right now. All right, that's about what I got on that. Hey, oh yeah, right. Okay, I forgot. I'm gonna do the. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Stop it. You know what we're gonna have to do? I know what we got to do. This is what has to happen now. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I know what we're gonna do. This is how we'll do it. We'll go like this. Okay. And now, smoking mirrors. And now, here they are, your host, Carlos Harim Wyndham. Fuck up like that again, and I'm going to fire everybody here. Understand? Hey! Welcome to another Smoke and Mirrors. I'm late now. Let's get to it. Oh, dear Lord, dear God Almighty. So many things to talk about. And because you know why, is that the world is a mess. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to get into it, and it's going to be a lot of things. But we're going to ease into it. We're going to have arts and crafts. We're going to we're gonna get into it like a frog in a tepid pool, and then we're gonna crank it up little by little until we turn it up to about 13 and just pull the fucking knob right off. So it's gonna be a good time for everybody. Hey, will you join me tomorrow, please? I am going to be here with two guests. Those people are going to be Lindsay Elizabeth Cork and Charles Grant. These are some folks who I am very, very excited to have here with me because of some movement that they had made recently that helped us understand the icon and meet the icon, Charles Cooper. And so we'll talk about white supremacy. We'll talk about their path and the resistance thereof. And then we will talk about that horrible lady abusing her dog babies at the park. That'll be last though. But also, guess what? Is that Friday is going to be super duper special because guess what? I'm going to have another one-on-one chat and another one of my super brilliant friends. Walida and Marisha is going to be here. We're going to talk black stuff and future stuff and present stuff and Octavia Butler stuff and prison stuff and COVID stuff and president stuff and stuff. And it's all the stuff that there is. Hey everyone. So I'm doing this a new way today, so I'm going to be looking there a little bit once in a while. I apologize. I'm going to try to look you directly in the eyes as much as I can. But as I said, There are lots and sundries, and who knows how much we'll get through. Maybe none, maybe all. I do want to let you know. Before I got into this, I had a treat for you. I still do. I've said a couple of times that I'm going to talk to you about another icon who I underestimated and misjudged, that I want to reintroduce to both of us, to all of us, and I will. And then a bunch of shit happened, and so it got derailed again. But soon I will bring it back. I will, and it's going to be great. It's going to be glorious. Hope you have a warm bevy. I one more time want to thank my very special guest, Dahlia Bell, for being here Friday. That was fantastic and weird for me, in that it meant that active in my brain had to be presently a conversationalist, but also the director had to be watching for cues. And so they were both watching at the same time, and it was displacing. But I think it went pretty well. I think it went pretty well. The reaction seems to be good so far. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I am bringing some more conversations in the future. They're not, because it's not really interviews, right? It's talks with people who I find interesting, who've done interesting shit, who are doing interesting shit, and whose voices I think I, I guess I would say deserve to be elevated, but that is real presumptive about whatever the fuck this is. So I guess I want to have conversations with these people. I think they're interesting, and maybe you'll enjoy it too. I think it's going to be pretty good, though. I do think it's going to be pretty good. Okay, first, before we get into the serious stuff, I want to throw this up here. This right here is some fan art. I got fan art. What? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I did. Cause I've never been to or near the Eiffel Tower. So that's pretty cool. So thank you, Tarika, for that. Thanks. That's also from a photo that I posted on Facebook some time ago, and several months ago. So a little bit creepy, but also thanks. Thank you. Thank you mostly. Thank you mostly. No, it's true. I do. I appreciate that. That in any way, in terms of a distraction for yourself, or a place to create, that I provided anything that anybody would find inspiring, and for me that means something real in that word, right? I don't. If somebody says I'm inspired, right, and then to me, the next question is to do what, right? Because just otherwise, no, you were probably a little entertained, and maybe I said something that resonated a bit, but did you do a thing? Because I hope that we move toward action. That's really what it's about. It's about moving toward action. Speaking of action, happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride. For anyone who has forgotten, this may be, in the words of Dahlia, the first Pride that I've known to be celebrated properly within my lifetime, quite honestly. Pride, for those of you who don't know, began as a riot in Stonewall, at the Stonewall Inn at Christopher Street. That is in the Village in New York. And that was begun by a group of folks in response to police brutality and community brutality. Funny story, that has no funniness to it and isn't funny at all, that queer, black, and brown femmes and trans folk then, as now, because there is no history, did not find full embrace in the straight, cis gay community. Gay white men were not fans of our folk across the spectrum, and folks were often shut out of bars, shut out of places, shut out of home. One of the very, very, very few homes available, of course, was the inn, was the Stonewall Inn, and it was raided by police, and folk had had enough, and so then they rebelled and went the fuck off. And so that also is thought to have been the beginning of the gay rights movement. And one of the leaders, both in legend, in history, and in fact, is of course Marsha P. Johnson. So shout out to Sister Marsha for everything that you have done, everything that you have given us. She also unfortunately gave us her life, and many do believe to the cause as well. So happy Pride, and never ever forget that Pride began as a riot. It is often said, but it certainly was a rebellion. So rebellion's on the mind, but we're going to get into that. First, though, we're going to get into some arts and crafts. Arts and crafts. Arts and crafts. It is time for some arts and crafts. That's what I really wish I had planned some of those songs a little bit better than I do. It's a little bit embarrassing. So here's a thing I've been working on for quite some time, and I want to share it with you. I first made it as a thing to just carry around. Because I am a believer that art is meant to shape the world around us. I am from the Bretzalt School of Art and Philosophy. It's meant to be out and around. And so, I used to carry this around, and then I was adding names, and I was adding things to it, and it's time to add some more to it. So I'm going to share it with you. This is my Am I Next sign. Can you see that? Am I next? There we go. Am I next? There you go. You might see some names you recognize on there. You might see Quincy Hayes. You might see Sandra Bland, little Fred Hampton, a few other folks in the history, up through Mike Brown and some others, and some things that happened that and this is a couple years back now, that had me in a space of thinking, hey, am I next? Nope, not yet. Haven't had my lottery ticket, my cop lottery ticket pulled yet. But there's always time. So, but this is one, and today we get to add some names. So, first of all, and we can go ahead and say the names. Oh, hold on 1 second. Art projects are a lot. So we can say their names as we're adding them on here. I'm going to do this in real time with you because art is fun. First of all, we go ahead and add our sister, Breonna Taylor. I'm going to put her name right here. That's two N's. Anna Taylor. Okay, right there. Say her name, shot in her own bed, because cops. You could be any Negro, and you probably were selling the drugs too. Hey, shout out to Ahmaud Arbery. Let's see. I guess this is getting a little tight. Okay, we're gonna go here. Let's see. Amount R Berry. Yes, Berry. Oh boy, and of course, let's see. We'll just set that there for a second. We'll smoke some more. We'll light some things on fire. Let's throw one more in there for, of course, the man of the hour, George Floyd. G-R-G-E. You want to make sure you're getting names spelled correctly when you're doing this sort of a thing. Floyd. That's with one D, not two, because sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. So as you can see, right? We added those right there. We added those right there. Okay. I can't see through this. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought maybe I was going to have like a newsman art moment there for a second. But and this is fun. This is fun because art is fun. We don't want to forget anybody, and the fact of the matter is that that's not all the names. We want to throw some more names up there. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. We also want to say shout out to our trans sister Nina Pop, who was murdered for, oh well, we can just guess the number of reasons, but let's just assume it's toxic masculinity. Let's just chalk it up to that, and let's see. There's a little over here, right by Tamir Rice. There's a little space over here by Amadou Diallo, right over there. That's a classic spot. I think that we'll go ahead and give that to Tony, and that's Tony McDade. Yes, indeed. There you go. There you go. Huh? Look at this. Look at this. This is art. This is it. This is it. This is it right here. Screen cap that bad boy, huh? Put that on somebody's. Put that on your locker. Put that on your locker. That's okay. All right. Okay, so so that happened, and so all of these things happened, right? And guess what? Black people and other people who are freedom fighters are furious and are done and are upset and are showing out and letting it be known. And now we can discuss all of the things, right? We can discuss why it is problematic that the rebellion began because of what we saw on videotape, and not because of what we didn't see with Breonna, because of course it happened in the dead of the night. She was in bed. Who was going to videotape that? Not because of what we saw with Ahmaud, because it took so long to get that shown. It took months. Yeah, right. Again, because it was videotaped, but that wasn't videotaped for the purpose of catching folk. That was meant to exonerate, and it didn't, because the white man who filmed it thought it was going to show that, but he was running. So my friends were right, and that didn't work out for him or them. But what we did see is, George, we didn't see, of course, our trans nibblings, because they don't get press. But we're not here to. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is people are upset and people are showing out, and people are showing out, and thank God people are showing out. We're here for it. This is it. This is how you start Pride. You start Pride with rebellion on behalf of Black folks, and globally across the United States. Are you kidding me right now? This is my kind of party. So much better than a Coors float or from your local gym. Of course, the Centers for for support for queer community. Always, always, always love those floats. Community floats. It's the thing. It's when the corporations start getting mixed in, because corporations have this weird way of taking the things that we love and really abusing them, molesting them, culturally raping them, I'd say, sanitizing them, and then feeding them back, selling them back to us. Then we buy them for money, but it's the thing that we have, because what they're selling to us is us to try to sell us our own identity that they stole from us. And we do make rebellion sexy. We make it. You saw sis. We make it cute. We make it cute. You saw Marsha. We make it cute. We make it available. We make it lovely. We're here to improve. And sometimes you have to clear fields to improve things, and so fields are being cleared a little bit. And so there's things on fire, and people don't love it. People don't love it. But I'll tell you what, corporations, they're not going to get hurt. They're not going to get hurt because they have insurance, and the sort of insurance that covers them for such things as fires. It's one of the things that Donald Trump and other slumlords in New York City in the 80s were lighting most of the South and West Bronx on fire for, to be able to get people and businesses, small businesses still remaining in a ghettoized community, out of said buildings to rebuild them and get that rent, the gimme, gimme, gimme of it all. And so they use fire sometimes. They also take things that don't belong to them, and they loot. They loot lands, right? Of all sorts of good things. They loot them of their coin, their gold, their culture, their people. And one of the things burning is a landmark that is where the the enslaved Africans were auctioned off at one of the ports, and so that's on fire. We can agree that's a good thing. We can agree that that's an okay thing. We don't love when it is our small businesses who also get swept up in it. Nobody loves that, right? I will say this too. Sal's Pizzeria probably was not a part of Papa John's chain. Sal fucked up, but that was personal. The spreading, it's not that personal. What is true is this. There are two sorts of infiltrators, right? There are the folks who are there because they're there for the politic of it, and there are those who are there because they're there for the what do you say, spying of it. A lot of the instigatory behaviors that are being attributed to anarchists, that are being attributed to folks part of Antifa, being attributed to other leftist folks, are cops who are doing it to disrupt the narrative that people are out abusing, marching police against police abuse, right? Because if the cops are out and they're on our side, taking a knee, then yay for them and boo for us, because we don't get that they're on our side. And also that if they infiltrate our ranks, then they can instigate shit, and when they do, blame it on us and have an excuse for their other friends with the sticks, cops, to hit or to drive you across over a bridge to meet white supremacists such as Proud Boys or any other derivative of the Klan, including the cops, as happened on the Hawthorne Bridge in Portland last night, for instance. That could happen. That could happen. So there's been some fire, right? There's been some fire, and there's been some fire happening in Master's house, and it's not great. And the good thing is that well, we finally heard this may be the day this may finally be the day that Donald Trump became president. We heard from him in all of the wake of what was happening in the world burning around him, that what he was going to do about it was he was going to shoot a spaceship up into the air, and so he got on a plane that he was not supposed to get on, not wearing a mask, and went and shot a spaceship up into the air. I've talked about that before. You can see it. It's pretty cool. It's got a whole space force, and they've got like these new suits that look kind of like, I don't know, like body diapers, for want of a better word. Which, if you really think about it, they are, right? I mean, these are suits in which you would have to urinate, defecate, all of the things, and so So he did have one response, though. When he came back, he did have a political response as well, and that political response was to put on the terrorist watch list Antifa. You know, Antifa, anti-fascists, Antifa, like Nazi punchers, like the Greatest Generation, like the people who stopped and beat up Hitler. The white people are always telling us that if they had a time machine, they'd go back in history and stop him, and yet Donald Trump is president. That Hitler. That the people who actively probably would and did try to stop that Hitler the way that Indiana Jones did, and in real life Frantz Fanon, black scholar, did. That group of people, the people who believe that and are in the world, are now on a terrorist watch list, thanks to Donald Trump. So that's who he put on that list. He did not, though, put white supremacists openly on that list. Now, some people would argue, well, yeah, but Carlos, a few years ago, he did say that the Proud Boys are now on the list. The Proud Boys are on the list. And this is fact, but what he didn't say is that the Proud Boys, grandmammies and grandpappies would be on the list, because it's very important that you have to understand where that started. The Proud Boys are proud of a heritage that was born of the Ku Klux Klan. That's what they're proud of. And I'm sorry, hold on. What? No, I know, but we're right in the middle of it right now. Are you serious? No, I understand. Well, no, but it's not meant to be instigatory. It's actually historically Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I am so sorry. The finger in my ear is telling me that that image may have been a bit instigatory, because it is not a contemporary image, and it has asked me to be sure to use a contemporary image if I'm going to continue the broadcast on that point. And also wants me, the finger also said it doesn't want me to get in trouble with Zuckerberg for assailing folks. So let me be contemporary. I apologize. So the problem is that if we don't address what's actually going on with the Klan and the fact that I'm so sorry. One second. What? I know, but you listen. All you said is that I couldn't use something that. But this is contemporary. Oh, that's what. Okay, that is why Children of the Corn was scary. You're right. No, I don't think there is anything scarier than white children. That's great. Okay. I'm going to take it down. Okay, I'll talk to you in a second. Okay. Finger in my ear says don't use pictures of children. And so that is too instigatory. So I apologize once again. So, point being, if we're going to have somebody going on a terrorist watch list, we could consider anybody. We can consider the Tiki Torch Boys. The Tiki Torch Boys, as you may remember, were in the city of Oklahoma. Why? It's not my fault that they changed colors. Well, the veins do not look like a penis. Okay, I see it. I see it. You're right. 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 Okay, hold on. Wait. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Can we use that? That's fine. The little kid snuggling that's mother. We can't. But this is okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, Trump didn't put white supremacists on the fucking watch list. That's not who he put on there. Who instead he put on there is Antifa. This guy, no. Who he put on there is this guy, that guy, not the first guy. The first guy, that guy's a Nazi. That guy's punching a Nazi, right? I love this one. Wait, watch one more time. That guy's a Nazi. That guy's punching a Nazi. That's Nazi Richard Spencer. Just getting his clock fucking cleaned. And again, I'm sharing this with you to remind us that we need to not forget the lessons of Indiana Jones, which is that Nazis bad. And it seems that our dear leader has forgotten that. So I guess that's what's up. I guess that's what's going on. I don't know. Happy Pride, I guess. Oh, there's one other group who's been on that terrorist watch list, added to that terrorist watch list since Trump has become president, and of course that would be Black identity extremists. I don't know who that means, but when I went to Google and typed in Black families, this is the stock photo that they provided. So I am guessing that's who he meant. So that's everyone on the terrorist watch list. Anyway, so the United States is on fire and the president's a jackass. And let's take another hit. I don't know. I'll tell you, the thing that I'm working on, it's going to be so cool. It's going to be about like soda and art and identity, invisibility, and it's going to be about a bunch of really cool. Oh yeah, yeah. You're probably right. That's probably good for now. That's probably good for now. Why not? Hey, listen. This has been Smoke and Mirrors. It is day one of Pride. Pride is a riot. Don't forget that. Also for Pride, this is one of the pages where I often offer you the opportunity to follow my identity at IG El Caballo Negrito and at Twitter Caballo Negrito. But I often also sometimes ask for you to, if you would like to, if you're interested to, put 5 on it. You shouldn't do. If you do, you're only going to encourage me. And here's what I'm going to promise you is that I'm always going to give this away for free, and I am never, ever going to bogart. But if you wanted to put 5 on it, these would be the places to do it. This time, I am not going to say them out loud because I don't actually want you to do that. What I would like you to do instead is to go to the Okra Project. The Okra Project is a project that is actually working to make sure that it addresses food emergencies in trans communities. And they are available at PayPal me at, no, I'm saying that wrong. PayPal me / the Okra Project / They can be found on all the socials at Okra Project. You should find them there. If you did want to support this and or me and or this project, because you, I don't know, thought that I was great and you love me for what I do, well, this would be a great way to do it. You could support this and become an official supplier, become a patron. Join me at Patreon. There are levels. This is like a $5 a month venture. And you could put more than that on it if you want. At the highest level, guess what? I'll set up a Zoom. You and I can have a private sesh. Well, it's a fans only sesh. I'm not going to do that all the time. Everywhere I'll do that like once a month. But if you are one of the patrons, you will get to be one of the people. We'll do that together. And there are going to be other treats too, including for every one of the first 20 patrons, one of those right there collector's cards. I will send that to you personally. I won't sign it. I tried to sign them. They are unsignable. Hey, this has been Smoke and Mirrors. Thank you so much. It just, it makes me feel warm inside. It feels like a hunk of butter melting on a biscuit every time I watch it. This has been Smoke and Mirrors. Hey, join me tomorrow. Don't forget to join me tomorrow. I'm going to be here having a conversation. It's going to be a good one. And I love you very much. Thank you for being here and spending any time at all. It's great to see you and to be seen by you and go wash your hands. I love you. Ugh. Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye.